Hey guys, it's Josh, and I wanted to do a video update on my system. My system has not really changed much at all. I'm still in the red Winchester. It's still using the same kind of inserts. I basically have it set up exactly the same way. And I tend to only really make videos when I'm either contemplating changing my setup, have just bought new stuff to change my setup, or have fairly recently changed my setup and want to share with you how it's working, how I set it up, what da 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 da. I've been using this system consistently since September, but I think more noteworthy, that's not that long, that's like 3 or 4 months ago, and more, sort of a more interesting way to look at this is basically, these inserts in this system and this binder are really kind of where I keep ending up over and over again. I use this for a while. I want to try something that I think might work better. I spend a lot of effort and time and money buying something, setting it up, moving into it, copying things over, and eventually end up back here. And the more that I do this, the more that I feel like this is not a good use of my time. The thing for me, I think, some people I think that changing planners isn't a big deal because it's mostly appointments. I really use, I think the big aspect of my planning system is that I do tons and tons and tons of ticklers. So every time something comes up, I put a note somewhere in my agenda to deal with it. Anything that I have to do that doesn't get assigned to a specific day or time tends to never get done. So at the broadest level, I'll assign something to be done in February, and then eventually it'll be very narrowly scheduled between like 1 and 1:30 p.m. on Monday afternoon. And that, because I've got all of that in the diary inserts in my planner, changing to a different diary insert is actually a lot of work. There's far more than just my dentist appointments and meetings and travel. I've also got all of these random, all throughout the agenda, things that I need to look at. Lots of my work habits tend to follow in that way. It's every time I put away a file, I tend to put a note in here when I need to look at it again. Anytime I close up a project, I put a note in here when I need to review it again. When I finish sort of a routine task, something that I do every year, every month, every week, I tend to put a note in for the next time I need to do it. And all of that makes the overhead of changing from one planner to another pretty massive, and also pretty easy to screw up. I usually mess something up when I try to change planners. So I'm trying to really kind of stick with this. I mean, I can change to a different binder, but really kind of keeping the same basic setup. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, but like I said, this is where I keep ending up. And so I think there's really something kind of magic about this particular combination. So I'm in the 7/8 red Winchester. I have a 5/4 Winchester too, which is like 1¼ rings instead of slightly under an inch. And I had thought about moving into that because, as you see, this one's is pretty, I mean, it's full. It's at capacity, maybe slightly beyond capacity. But I really like this one a lot, and so I'm kind of sticking with it at the moment. We'll see if if I have to put anything else in here beyond what's already in here, I'll have to switch. But beyond that, you guys have seen this before, so I'm not, and also there's so much work information in here that I cannot show you, so this is going to be kind of a gloss over as opposed to a detailed look. But I still have week on 2 pages diary for future planning. I only have the current week through the end of 2015 in weekly diary, and each week I remove the week that just passed from here. So I'm basically I'm starting off and probably in 6 months, I'll hope to get a 2016 diary to stick in here to carry me over. I did put in the day timer month tabs in here, but I really only use those as month tabs. It's really just so I can quickly flip to May and get to the start of the weekly pages for May. I don't really put much on these other than noting pay dates, all-day events that I'm going to be at, travel, stuff like that. Just sort of very big picture. I don't put any kind of appointments on here or anything. All of that I really try to keep it on the weekly pages. That is most essential. I also, all of those kinds of ticklers go on here too. So generally I'll write scheduled events down this side and all of my task ticklers down this side. That seems to work pretty well. Sometimes because I don't have next week's day pages in here, sometimes next week's week pages start to get really crammed with information, just because I've got so much stuff going on. But it all sorts out when I go into my day pages. I can definitely show you yesterday because I didn't really do anything. So this is what my day timer, day on 2 pages, what is it? What do they call it? Portable size. It matches Filofax Personal perfectly. You've got scheduling from 8 to 8 with a little nib on each end, so you can basically 7 to 9 is practical. You've got a space for tasks down here. You've got an open notes page. I have this routine stamp. I've been horrible about doing these routines. The 2 that I do consistently every day are make the bed and do my walk. But I like to keep it here because really all these things need to get done. And even if I'm not getting them done every day, which I did, I was so good for like 6 months. I was doing pretty much all of these pretty much every single day, and that was awesome. Then my work schedule changed and my whole routine was thrown off, and suddenly these things didn't get done anymore. But I like to keep them there. They are all important things for me to be keeping in mind. Even if I don't do them daily, they need to be done at least once a week, or a couple times a week, and just seeing them every day I think is helpful, and when I get them done I check them off. So I made the stamp. It is from Vistaprint. It cost me, the stamp itself costs like $5, but and you just create what you want on the stamp online. They kind of create a digital proof for you that you can approve. I think the stamp cost $5. The shipping was like $10, so it was $15. I've been using the same one for over a year now. It still works fine, and I stamp every single day, so it's great to have it. And yeah, like I said, I've been really bad about getting these when I flip day to day, but usually if I go over the course of the week, all these things do get done every week at least. So and then the way that I deal with these on a work day, I put my work tasks down here and I'll overflow across down at the bottom here. I'll put my personal tasks that I need to do that day up here. So I've got very clear differentiation between work tasks and personal tasks, but I see them all in the same view. I really I love the idea of the daily, Christie said, the daily docket, which is very much sort of a legal way to look at things. I think a lot of my habits stem from working in a legal environment where I'm not doing legal work, but working with lawyers and kind of thinking about things the way that they do. That everything needs to get calendared. Everything is very date sensitive, and being able to open to today and just see everything I need to do today, all of my appointments, all of my tasks, and then I take a pencil and start sketching out where I can fit tasks into my day between scheduled events. That really helps guide me through the day. It helps prevent me from sitting there and spinning my wheels, not knowing what to do. I have a today marker for the weekly diary. I have a bigger today marker for the daily, and I have another one here that takes me to my note pages. For notes, I'll just write the date, write my notes, and then stop. The next day, I'll draw a line under yesterday, put a date, start taking notes. What that really helps me do, when I do a weekly review, it's very easy for me to see all of my notes. Anything that's in the note that's actionable, I'll assign onto my day pages. And if once I've done that, I'll like mark off that it's been processed, it's dealt with. It's not done, but I've gotten it from notes. It's been processed into the rest of the system. Basically, it's been assigned to a date. If it's just informational, then I usually, or brainstorming type stuff, I try to synthesize those. If it's part of a project, I'll file it in my, I've got the A to Z index tabs. I'll rewrite it out if it's a project. I'll write out a project page for it, write the title of the project at the top, file it appropriately. If it's just a brainstorm and I don't end up doing anything with it, I have a page of just a list of ideas, so I'll just move it to that page. And the notes page can be, depending on what it is, most of them I will file, and I'll just put it chronologically into my storage binder along with the diary pages from that time. So if I need to look back, I see everything. If it's really not something I think I'm ever going to need, I will destroy it. So, what else? I have the weekly diary goes up to the end of 2015, but I started my day timer pages in July, and so I actually have I just got a refill for July 2015 through June 2016, so I got the month tabs through June of 2016 in here. So that's where these actually do become useful if I do need to do very, very, very far off planning. Usually, again, it's task-based, so on the back of each one, I've got a list of things to do in January of 2016. And so if I have something I need to do next January, I'll probably, at the end of this month, I'll probably have a slew of things that I did this month that will need to get sketched onto here to deal with again next year. So that's what these are. It's really nice to have these in here to just help me get beyond. Day timer also gives you, so here's the 2017, here's 2016. So they give you a 2016 year on a page. So you've got each month with a few lines with, you can put the date, like the number of the day, and then what it is. So if there's stuff that I need to do, it's not usually appointments, it's usually tasks, and I'll write them in here. This is for 2016. I just got the month for half of it. So, but as I need to use this, it's there. There's nothing on it right now because I haven't been very good about, I had last year's and I haven't moved everything across yet. So, it tends to be pretty light. This is what, this year's one that I started filling out about a year and a half ago. This looks like, not much on here, but they are things that I totally would have forgotten about if I hadn't had them on here. So, and they've been subsequently moved onto the appropriate month tabs or weekly pages. So usually weekly. But like I said, try to keep stuff on the weekly pages. I do find sometimes having that like overall like monthly to-do list useful. So I will sort of look through that each month, make sure everything on it has been doled out to weeks and then days. And at the end of the month, I'll make sure everything has been taken care of and move forward anything that has not. Or delete. Always remember, delete. There's lots of things that I think end up on our to-do list that we don't really need to do, and we should just delete them. And I guess that's it. This really is, it's been, I've been really busy lately. This system has been working really, really well, and is very satisfying to me. I don't know if that makes sense, but it really is. It feels right to me. It's comfortable to use. There are many days that I do not need this kind of space, and especially on days that I don't work. I think I've said before many times that like this really tends to be, my planner is probably 80 to 90% work. I have my personal stuff in here too, but that doesn't require nearly as much planning or tracking. I have chores that need to get done, appointments that I need to, appointments, dinners, parties, plays, whatever, stuff that I'm doing with friends, family, entertainment, culture. That all is in here, but that doesn't really that's not really the meat of why I need one of these. So, and I will say again, because it's been discussed a lot again lately, I think, in some of the groups that I'm in, I don't know, I know some people really swear by having separate work and personal planners, but for me, having it all in one really is what makes magic happen with this. It's like suddenly, when I've got it all together, this becomes kind of this invaluable tool that just makes everything work better for me. So, if you don't need to separate, give it a try. Like I said, some people say that they cannot deal with having those two worlds mixed in one planner. They can't. It doesn't work for them. For me, it's the opposite. It just does not work trying to bifurcate those two planning systems. I really like that, today, look at, like, I've got my whole day on one view. Everything that I need to do, think about, deal with, every phone call I need to make, every email I need to send, whether it's work-related, personal-related, it's all there. And that holistic view of my day is really important to me. I love my job, and I have a pretty good work-life balance, I think, and so it doesn't stress me out to see work stuff when I'm not at work, and certainly it doesn't bother me to have personal stuff on view when I'm at work. So anyway, guys, this is my planner. I don't know, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer, and I'll keep filling you in as this evolves. I mean, there are little things that change. I'm definitely carrying, I only put, each Sunday I put the coming week's day pages in. What I used to do is take last week out, put this week in. Now I've got a rolling 4 weeks in. So currently it's Sunday today, so I've got up to today in here. Later today I'll add the coming week, so to next Sunday, and I'll take out the oldest one. So the current Sunday, December 7th, is the oldest one in here, so I'll take out through the 14th. And so I've kind of got a rolling month to look back, which I find really useful, particularly at work. If I need to know, when did I call that person, when did I finish that project, when did I send that email, I can find it if it was in the past month. Usually I don't need to look beyond the past month that often, and if I do, I know where to find it. So anyway, I'll stop talking. I want to keep this short. 19 minutes. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.